A lot of entertainment resources, entertainment news, and very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. Very excellent, fine and good about 100% of the time. And we're real family members, FMs, and family and friends, for example. In this book, little movie script, a book, little writing jokes, for example, the man and the video person said you might want to watch out for the so-called allegedly so-called ice or cold or snow ages, so-called ice or cold or snow ages that might begin very likely in about 50 or 60 years, and that might last for about 5,000 or 10,000 years, not quite about 11 or 12,000 years, very likely, not quite about 11 or 12,000 years in duration, but instead about 5 or 10,000 years, not quite about 11 or 12,000 years, extreme so-called ice ages and cold ages and snow ages in this book that are movie scripts. The man individual person said that projected to begin in about 50 or 60 years, absolutely. And so-called ice age or snow age or cold age, extreme so-called slowdown and calming down in the economics and finances, for example. Very important resource money is courses oftentimes personalized and customized energies, resources, monies, supplies, advertisements, brochures, advertisements, websites and blogs, and money, supplies, materials, resources, age, year to year. For example, for instance, so-called paraphrase quotation, summarized brevity. You might want to watch out for so-called titrated, slowing down of energies, resources maybe over a period of about 10, 20, 30 years. For example, for instance, so-called might not be enough resources, and maybe waiting till the last minute might be too bad, and too late. And in this book, Little Movie Script Reading, there's a lot of entertainment resources, entertainment news, and a lot of laughter. Laughter and different calisthenics, and resources, exercises, money, supplies, materials, and resources, different so-called theatrics, and resources, money, currency, supplies, materials, and resources, different so-called conspiracies and plots to do X and find a good, certain so-called conspiracies and plots to do X and find a good, prolonged no duration, and we're family members and friends, and reading this aloud and sort of the continuation of many readings and writings and books that are writing and jokes, maybe continuation may be completed and done, mission accomplished, victory, goals accomplished, goals accomplished, a lot of accomplishments and awards and recognitions. And remember seeing those many of your family members and friends and kinships and kinships and family and friends probably saw many of those awards and recognitions. And for example, so-called accomplishments and awards and recognition, and for example, so-called recognitions, evaluations and awards, and very excellent, fine and good about 100% of the time, and very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. And the man, individual person said, paraphrase, quotation, summarize, abbreviated, reading this aloud and saying this aloud. And we're family members, FMs, and family members, FMs, and family and friends. For example, we're family members, FMs, and family and friends. We're all kinships, KS. We're all kinships, KS. We're all kinfolks, KF. We're all kinfolks, KFs. And real family members, FMs, and family members, FMs, and family and friends. And very excellent, fine and good about 100% of the time. Very excellent, fine and good about 100% of the time. Very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. And reading this book, Little Movie Script Out Loud, a lot of jokes and bluffing and teasing and joking. Maybe about that, maybe not really about that. Maybe out that time, not that time. And for example, for instance, so-called paraphrase, quotation, summarize, abbreviated. And very excellent, fine and good about 100% of the time. Very appropriate and safe and sound about 100% of the time. And we're real family members, FMs, and family and friends, for example.